Welcome to the Court Case Covering Club, where we cover court cases. Today, we will be covering a couple of court cases called Oregon v. Smith and Lemon v. Kurtzman. Some of my colleagues and I have compiled a couple of court case skits to help you further understand the court cases we will cover in today's episode of the Court Case Covering Club. Please enjoy.
Hey, Alfred, you failed your drug screening. Get in here.
You're fired
Why?
for eating some of that peyote. I don't condone that type of behavior in my work environment. Pack up your things and leave.
Fine.
Alright, now that you've seen that little skit, I hope you understand the gist of the case. Let's get right into the explanation. Galen Black was an employee at a private drug rehabilitation clinic in Roseburg, Oregon. He was dismissed from his position at the clinic after failing mandatory drug screenings due to his religious use of the psychedelic cactus peyote. His colleague, Alfred Leo Smith, was dismissed soon afterward for the same reasons, knowing that Black was fired for this exact same reason.
So after they were fired, Smith and Black were both denied unemployment benefits due to their reason for dismissal, which was disorderly conduct. The two men presented their case to the Oregon Court of Appeals, and the court ruled in favor of Smith and Black's right to practice their religion, which entailed the ritualistic use of the cactus peyote. Oregon, dissatisfied with this ruling, took the case to the Oregon Supreme Court. All right, so the liberty at risk here is the individual's right to practice his or her religion. This is important because the U.S. was founded on the basis that everybody should be able to speak, write, and practice their religion freely. And the overarching theme of the Oregon v. Smith case in the two lower courts was ultimately that Smith and Black's constitutional rights to practice their religion in this country trumps the law claiming that the drug use is illegal. So, the court stated that unless their use of peyote violated another person's rights, they should be allowed to attend rituals involving peyote. However, the Supreme Court ruled oppositely, saying that the law prohibiting drug use was not a deliberate infringement or interference in the right of Black and Smith to practice their religion. Most religious liberty scholars widely disagreed with this opinion. So to draw a parallel, what if there was a law prohibiting the consumption of wine at Catholic or other Christian-based churches? Most Catholic-based religions use wine in their communion ceremonies, and it is widely assumed that this is a secured right in the Constitution. But how would people of Catholic or other Christian faiths feel if this right was violated? Ultimately, the scenarios are the same. If these people feel like the protection of the consumption of wine in church is important, they must feel the same way about the consumption of peyote.
Our second case is Lemon v. Kurtzman.
Please enjoy the following skit explaining it.
Man, these textbooks sure are expensive.
Yeah, $1,500 for 10 of them.
My God. If only there was a way for the state government of Pennsylvania to pay for these textbooks. So, if I sign this, you're saying that you're going to pay for all my textbooks and school supplies, correct?
Yes, as long as you remain a Christian organization.
Thank you.
And so the state is paying for all of this?
Absolutely.
Now this little skit here represents the reason that Lemon challenged the state. He believed that there should be a separation between church and state, and that
parochial
schools shouldn't receive funding from the government. This argument, from his point of view, was completely supported by the First Amendment, which says that there should be a separation between the church and the state. The Lemon Rule states, the statute must have a secular legislative purpose, also known as the purpose prong. The principal or primary effect of the statute must not advance nor inhibit religion, also known as the effect prong. The statute must not result in excessive government entanglement with religion, also known as the entanglement prong. These three parts of the Lemon Rule make sure that future cases will not end up, as this one has, in the hands of the Supreme Court.
Help me.
This case is important because it really outlines something that's extremely important in the Constitution, which is the separation between church and state. This is significant because if there isn't a separation between church and state, then government buildings and government facilities may become subject to religious bias. For instance, a government official may feel more inclined to give money to a school, for instance, if they teach the religion that that government official is a part of. For this reason, we believe that it's extremely important that everyone knows about this case and how the case ended, that it won in favor of Lemon, and that there should be a distinct separation between church and state.
The similarity between these two cases lies in each of their significant involvements with religion. Being one of the largest components of the First Amendment, any case involving religious dispute is a very serious issue to be dealt with, especially by the Supreme Court. In both of these influential court cases, the freedom of U.S. citizens to practice their religion was being jeopardized. In the case of Oregon versus Smith, a significant aspect of a person's religion was being compromised by a law making consumption of a religious-affiliated plant illegal.
In the case of Lemon versus Kurtzman, the religious influence that the state of Pennsylvania had on the parochial school was not allowing students attending said school to make their own individual, informed decisions about which religion they chose to practice. Instead, they were being highly influenced by a governing body, which is in direct contrast to the freedom of religion guaranteed in the First Amendment. Overall, even though the Supreme Court ruling for Oregon versus Smith was extremely controversial and highly disputed by many religious liberty scholars, these two cases are considered landmark cases because they represent times in U.S. history when decisions were made that would influence the future of U.S. constitutional law and its subjects for a long time to come. Thank you for joining us today on Court Case Covering Club. We'll see you next week. Our second case is Lemon versus Kurtzman.
Please enjoy the following skit. Oh, let's get it again. Get it again.
No,
boys,
we're
get it
doing
again.
that. We're keeping that.
No, get it again.
That's alright, fine, blue, please.
Yeah.
Right.
There.
And afterward, for the same reasons, knowing that, whoops, that would have been bad. Black was fired for this exact same reason.
For this. Yeah.
All right,
Instead of saying
are we still
exactly,
going?
This is
Yeah, yeah.
We're still going.
No,
We're still going, Chris.
We haven't
Yeah,
turned
we're
it
good,
up.
yeah.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, you got your.
Get 'em, boys. Action.
All right.
Okay, so.
All right.
All right. Let me
Well,
whip
how you
mine.
went thumbs up and then you drew a frowny face.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, the frowny face.
All right.
Hey, draw a little tear on the frowny face at the end of it. Just for a meme.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
He believed that there should be separation between church and state, and that how do you pronounce this word, guys?
What is it? What?
Before I start, how do you pronounce this word?
Parochial?
Is it parochial?
Probably.
Where?
Now we can redo that.
Hang on, bro.
Right. Guys, ready? Now this little skit here represents the reason that Lemon challenged the state. He believed that there should be a separation between church and state, and that parochial schools should...
That's okay. I drew the church of known to man.
It's this word.
It's okay. I literally drew the shittiest church known to man.
Oh, that was kind of hard to not laugh.
God, I hate
Parochial.
this. I hate this word so much.
The script?
Parochial.
No,
I thought you said you hate the script. I was like, Jesus, bro, you wrote it. It's good.
Guys, no. No.
What if I just put this mic in my mouth?
Where?
Would be
Where?
super cringe.
Oh.
Oh my god, I can't fit it in my mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, that would.
Okay, ready?
Oh, run it down mid, dude. Run it down mid.
I don't get those.
Run it down mid, bro.
Jesus Christ.
That's pretty sick. All right. All right.
All right. Oh wait.
You're good.
Are we switching it? No, it's staying here, right?
I'm gonna hold it in my lap if that's cool.
Yeah.
No, but you can't see it.
Yeah, you can see it in the lap.
Can we tape it to the wall?
Yeah. There we go.
Perfect.
Oh, wait, are we actually gonna do this? I really don't think it's a good idea.
Why not?
Wait, let's tape it to the wall. Can we have some masking tape? Okay, this is the last bit of
Wait,
time
no,
we're gonna
use
waste
this,
on a
Use
meme.
this.
Is this actually gonna hold?
It's probably not.
This is the last bit of time we're gonna waste on
Wait,
a meme.
no,
and
no,
then
no,
we're
no,
actually
no,
gonna
no,
work.
no. Give me that one. It's emptier. And we'll take that one, but we can still have that one sitting on the table. We'll have 2 sanitizer bottles.
Oh yeah, use that one.
It's hand sanitizer.
We should just hang it.
Oh my god. Wait, this is the full one. No, this is the empty
No,
one.
yeah.
That's the most empty one here. You ready?
This is still
Wait,
pretty
no.
heavy.
Tie a loop in it. Watch.
Wait, we should just empty all of that one into this one, if you can. Thanks.
No. Oh my god, I have the best
Try it.
idea ever.
Wait, hold.
If we
This
can
doesn't work.
hang it, then we can
This
swing
is
it.
no way, guys.
It's not
Wait,
very
Colin,
structural.
Colin.
Wait.
If we hang it, we can swing it. Oh, it's in the seam.
Well, it's in the scene.
No.
Yeah.
Where are we gonna hang it?
No, okay, we don't
No,
have
I'll
time for
thumbtack
this.
it. Thumbtack it.
No,
we're doing it. We're doing it.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
No, we don't.
We don't
have
have
time.
time.
for this.
No
We don't have
time.
for this.
No, we have time.
No, Chris.
No, we don't. We don't have time for this shit.
Get ready. Get ready for
It's
another
too hard.
one.
Give me that one.
I don't think that's gonna work. It's gonna fall.
That's never gonna hold.
Ow! Oh my god.
It's gonna fall.
Do the other one too.
It's gonna rip it out of the wall.
If this works, I swear. It works.
For now, you can't hit it though.
They just leave it there.
This is so dumb.
I don't know.
Wait.
Don't.
Colin, it works because physics. It has no leverage on the string.
Look at that tinge here.
Calculate the force of wind.
Yes. Wait, no, Colin. Force of weight
You don't
is
need to do that.
Colin. Like work is overcoming force of weight.
Guys, it has a net 0.
Yeah.
Net
Alright, we
force
good?
of 0.
We did
physics.
Just scream into the mic.
Higher level intelligence.
We got 30 minutes.
Okay.
This time you.
I can't tell if this is gonna be really informative and good or just absolutely.
Probably like mix them both.
It's gonna be good, yeah. Mix it both.
Nico's right.
You're right.
Really informative, but really stupid.
I mean, this is just retarded.
Dude, that's
Chill,
no,
bro.
Guys.
The force of tension can't take it.
Yeah.